Selenium RC Installation. Selenium RC Installation. Selenium has a set of libraries available in the programming language of choice. You could download them from Downloads page. After choosing a language to work with, you simply need to install the Selenium RC server. Set up a programming project using a language-specific client driver. Selenium RC Installation. Installing Selenium RC Server. The Selenium RC Server is simply a Java jar file, which doesn't require any special installation. Just downloading the zip file and extracting the server in the desired directory is sufficient. Running Selenium Server. Before starting any tests, you must start the server. Go to the directory where Selenium RC Server is located and run Java command from a command line console. Using the Java client driver. The steps for the Java client driver are: download Selenium Java client driver zip from the Selenium HQ downloads page. Extract the jar file. Open desired Java IDE, Eclipse, NetBeans, IntelliJ, NetWeaver, etc. Create a Java project. Add the Selenium Java jar files to project as references. Add to project class path the file Selenium Java jar file. From Selenium IDE, export a script to a Java file and include it in Java project, or write Selenium test in Java using the Selenium Java Client API. The API is presented later in this chapter. You can either use JUnit or testng to run test, or you can write own simple main program. These concepts are explained later in this section. Run Selenium Server from the console. Execute tests from the Java IDE or from the command line. Using the Python client driver. The steps for the Python client driver are: install Selenium via pip, instructions linked at Selenium HQ downloads page. Either write Selenium test in Python or export a script from Selenium IDE to a Python file. Run Selenium Server from the console. Execute tests from a console or Python IDE. Using the .NET client driver. The steps for the .NET client driver are: download Selenium RC from the Selenium HQ downloads page. Extract the folder. Download and install NUnit. Note, you can use NUnit as test engine. If you're not familiar yet with NUnit, you can also write a simple main function to run tests. However, NUnit is very useful as a test engine. Open desired.NET IDE, Visual Studio, Sharp Develop, Mono Develop. Create a class library. DLL. Add references to the following DLLs: nmock.dll, nunit.core.dll, nunit.framework.dll, thought. works.selenium.core.dll, thought. works.selenium. Integration tests.dll and thought. works.selenium.unittests.dll. Write Selenium test in a .NET language, #sign, VB. .NET, or export a script from Selenium IDE to a #sign file, and copy this code into the class file you just created. Write own simple main program, or you can include NUnit in project for running test. These concepts are explained later in this chapter. Run Selenium Server from console. Run test either from the IDE, from the NUnit GUI, or from the command line. Using the Ruby client driver. The steps for the Ruby client driver. If you do not already have Ruby gems, install it from RubyForge. Run gem install Selenium client. At the top of test script, add require Selenium or client. Write test script using any Ruby test harness, for example test, unit, mini, test or RSpec. Run Selenium RC Server from the console. Execute test in the same way you would run any other Ruby script.